And he needs a little work here, especially for television. I mean, if you're not doing television, let him be, but just doesn't look very great on the camera. I'm surprised somebody hasn't told him. Lester Holt of NBC News. The New York Times editorial board slammed President Donald Trump for his comments yesterday in the reaction of Tuesday's terror attack. Another scathing report. The board mentioned Trump's tweet reactions to the attack, including calling an immigrant visa program a Chuck Schumer beauty. It says Mr. Trump might instead have rallied the nation, but he could not resist resorting to his campaign fantasy. The closing the nation's borders to those whom he selectively targets is the all-purpose solution to terrorist violence, the board wrote. Well, where else are these people coming from? Are these people coming from Israel? Where are these people coming from? You tell me. New York Times, NBC, where are these people coming from? Who are these people? Please explain to me the ideology, the thinking. Who's covering for them? And why are you covering for them? Are you afraid? The PC police, I see. Because it is not politically expedient for you, because your support and for what little base you have that watches your programs these days, because they're certainly not watching your newscasts. You are number, 5, 10 in the great scheme of things? The Today Show is failing miserably. Most of your news magazine shows are not even making it onto ratings. This is what they have to do to hold on. They have to play these games, and that's, you got to bring it all the way to the top, to the management, to the president of NBC. This is what they tell them from the top down. Leadership starts at the top, works down to the bottom. They're not doing anything that they haven't been told to do. They are complete puppets. These are not journalists that are allowed to just use the cameras and the audio and they are told which direction, what spectrum to be able to communicate it, and they all are on the same page. And they are subscribing to it daily, and people watch it hook, line, and sinker, but because it resonates with them. This is what they want to hear. It doesn't mean that it's reality, but it's the reality that they live in. It's from Hollywood. It's where it's made up. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. And for some these days, reality is a hard pill to swallow. One thing I can tell you, folks, is that this Islamic terrorism is a threat that has killed hundreds of thousands across this planet. It's killed thousands of Americans already. Let me ask you, how many more Americans need to die? How many more? We don't want more of our citizens to die. We need answers. And we need a plan, a strategy to shut it down. And already we have been chasing the Islamic terrorists around this country and minimizing its impact. It's been majorly affected in numbers and in cash piles and net worth. For the caliphate, we are destroying it. We're combating it more aggressively than we have ever done for ISIS, for Al-Qaeda, Al-Shabaab. We are on it as a country and other nations. Saudi Kingdom, they're all for rooting this thing out, and they don't want this ideology that is like a cancer anymore. They don't want it. They're going to rid it out. And apparently there was a Trump effect there in the Middle East. And I hope it lasts and catches on and hope it's contagious. But like I say, ISIS is like a hornet now. They know that their time is cutting much shorter. So they're going to do everything and anything they can because they are desperate. And it will be a desperation with ISIS to try to make the biggest marks everywhere they can. So you will see more of these outbursts coming here in this country. They needed to be rooted out from within. And we have to have utmost cooperation with mosques. We need to be monitoring what's going on. Folks, there are folks over here ready to do the same thing. that Saipov just got away with doing. And it doesn't have to be New York City. It will be other places, folks. Mark my words. And I hate to say it, but we have to do more. We can't just go to a bank of microphones and hope that that's just going to be enough. We have to go where they are going, where they're embedding themselves. We have to be a lot more aggressive and much more on alert and renting trucks to people. To me, we need to crack down on that. If people are on the radar of the FBI, just FYI, there should be maybe some protocol with these rental companies that call in the driver's license to some kind of select number to see if there's somebody being watched. Should I rent this truck? Where's the truck going? And maybe they follow the truck before something bad happens. Just saying. There has to be a better protocol if this guy was on the radar, as they say he was. He should never have been able to rent the truck. Where is he going with that truck? What's he doing? It's kind of like being on probation. But even that is not even a good system in our country. We just don't have what we understand from the FBI and even Jeff Sessions. We can't be everywhere. We don't have the manpower to do it. So we have to have systems in place that safeguard it. So people don't get away with just doing this. Now you say, well, that's profiling. Well, what else can you possibly do when somebody actually fits the picture? I don't know. Fits the profile. Where something just looks askew, if you will. There always has to be something of a catastrophe of some kind until we start asking these questions and talk about it, how we need to do something about it. But unfortunately, some people just become complacent. And I'm really hoping that lawmakers, because that's where it's going to happen, make these laws, implement something, and put some real smart thinking on it, or we're going to continue having these particular things. There's no way. I'll tell you this, there's not an easy answer to it. But I think Donald Trump really said it all. We need to vet people more closely. And if it's employing more people to actually do the babysitting or doing the following, doing the monitoring and thinking systems to implement like renting trucks and things like that, where there's more of accountability for folks that are on the radar screen. If they are on the radar, then they need to remain on the radar. And maybe they need to employ a lot more people to watch these people so there's not threats carried out. Because apparently, well, we know that this guy planned this for 1 year. And in October, a month before, did a dry run. And it was more elaborate on what he wanted to do. The Brooklyn Bridge, he wanted to kill even more people. But he got thinking, yeah, maybe not an ISIS flag on the truck would be a great idea. Maybe it'd call a little attention. Don't you think? Folks, we need to definitely be vigilant. We need to be smart about this. And I hope our lawmakers really help protect us, because that's what we pay them to do. But we have to be the eyes and ears as well. All of us together. We'll be back.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people, for the people, for the people is there.
It's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life, man. I was driving. This kid threw a grenade at us and went right over our vehicle. It was 12 years old.
The shockwave went through my head, rattled up my brain, and left.
Danger is around you 360 degrees at all times, and you can't unlearn that.
It's impossible to describe the sacrifices these men and women have made to protect our freedoms. And the job of rebuilding their lives is massive and growing every day. Many will need the programs offered by the Wounded Warrior Project for years to come.
I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew was I was having nightmares. And when I got released, my reintegration was go check in at the VA, man.
My first coping mechanism was use drugs. Just numb it, don't feel anything.
I was angry. I'm trying to pull myself out of that right now.
Your gift today of $19 per month will honor and empower these veterans so they can aid and assist each other.
The Wounded Warrior Project is a life raft.
I can say this without question that I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for it.
Women Wear Project is the first step, getting back out into the world and reforming yourself outside of the service.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month. You'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket, and your gift will provide critically needed programs that rebuild lives.
That was my first feeling of actually being a part of something bigger than myself again.
Well, I lost a few really close friends overseas, and if I quit, I'm going to let them down, and I'm not about to do that.
I'm learning to face my fears head on.
To trust and see what happens at the end.
It's a long process, but I had the drive and desire.
Please, call or go online with your gift right now.
For the people is there.
Your American heritage. Black crows cawed in the ice-encased trees of Valley Forge. Washington's troops, many without shoes, huddled against the bitter December wind inside their flimsy huts. Despair hung like the winter ground fog. Had it been all for naught? Then came the Prussian drill master, Baron von Steuben, who strutted among the American troops and with an interpreter translating his swear words, whipped the disheartened men into a renewed fighting force. Dunderheads, he called them. And during that awful Valley Forge winter, he built that American army into a fighting force that would cut off the tail and pluck the claws of the British lion. This has been Don Keyes with a thumbnail sketch of Valley Forge, an icy chapter in Your American Heritage.
Proudly presenting Your American Heritage exclusively with For the People on this station.
Introducing the official For the People coffee mug featuring the colorful red, white, and blue For the People logo with Keith Allen on a ceramic 11-ounce coffee mug, perfect for any hot beverage of your choice. This mug is a great reminder of what we stand for: God, country, and family, with conservative values and good old-fashioned common sense. To order your For the People coffee mug, pay just $20 plus $3.99 shipping and handling at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And enjoy.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate online at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll get a vacation voucher and maximum tax deduction.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
With all the choices out there to enjoy some entertainment, wouldn't it just be nice to have something that didn't cost an arm or a leg? I found something that does just that. It's called 123 Ready TV. It's one of the most remarkable apps available to start watching all of those movies and TV shows for one incredible price, just $19.99. And that's a one-time only price. Recap: all your movies, current and classic, and sports and news, and so much more. So cut the cable and stop spending money at the movies when you can truly have it all at your fingertips. No commercials, just all the entertainment you desire. 123 Ready TV is available for Windows and all Android devices. Get your 123 Ready TV for just $19.99 at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Just click on the store page to get yours now and start enjoying entertainment the way it was supposed to be. Fun. Keeping you up to date without the fake news, with a conservative point of view and daily infusion of common sense. All of those things and more you can expect from yours truly, Keith Allen, with For the People right here on this station. Appreciate you tuning in each and every day, and to help us, just share the show. If you like it, that's a great way to promote the broadcast in your area. Thank the radio station that actually carries the broadcast. Great way to do that is do business with their sponsors. Shoot them an email, and that always really makes a difference. And by the way, if you just simply send them an email or a postcard, you're like, I'm not going to do that. One postcard, one letter actually is kind of like receiving it from 1,000 people. Seriously, it's just so much bigger with the power of one, because it reflects that even more people like you think the way you think. So if you're especially considering keeping For the People on the air, or secondly, considering the broadcast of the this show on their station, if you're trying to pitch up the idea. So if you get multiple